Hello and welcome. This is Scavenger, and we're back with some more Scavenger, continuing on with my I'm Not a Cannibal playthrough. Since the last time I recorded, I went ahead, considering that we are going to be approaching Camp Grayling fairly soon, I went ahead and took a look at what it was that we needed to do to be able to get entry into the base, as it does say in the game that you can stumble upon the information in a newspaper, but I've been looking for that information and I have yet to see it, and it's possible we won't encounter it before I get to the base. So I took a look at the wiki. It's something that I try and avoid when I can, but it did mention what I need to be able to get into the base, and apparently I need a protective piece of garb to get through a zone of radiation. And what I need to craft that is a bunch of foil. Now, I have foil on me, but unfortunately, it's a lot more than what I have. As a matter of fact, I believe I only have half of what I need. Now, I don't know if this is a recipe that is in the game. I'm going to assume not in the known recipes. It's possible. Let's see. If it was in here, it'd be under clothing items, wherever those may be. I know that there are some clothing items in here. Yeah, like patchwork hide tunic. In this case, I believe it's called a patchwork foil poncho or something like that, but it's not actually listed here that I see. So I don't know for sure, but I think it requires 60 foil, if I remember correctly. It also requires a lot of thread to make as well. And from what I also understand, it's not going to last all that long. So it will get me into the base, but I might actually need two of the things if I'm going to make it through the base. So I didn't really look at anything else in the wiki, so I don't know what else is in the base outside of just how I get in it. As again, I try to avoid as many spoilers as I possibly can as far as this kind of thing, but there are some things that, you know, a wiki like this helps, and I have used it before, in particular knowing how to craft arrows, because I couldn't quite figure out exactly what the descriptive things for the crafting recipes in here meant, so I was able to figure that out and use it. So it's not the first time I've used the wiki. Luckily, on the spot that I'm at, I do have some foil here. But again, I'm going to need 60, so we're going to have to do quite a bit of scavenging, perhaps. With that being said, let's go ahead and end our turn because we have no actions. But I have some places to scavenge here. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to keep going around and scavenging the area until we found the resources we need. Again, we're more than halfway there, but we need more. So let's go ahead and go to the destroyed office building. We're going to have to be a little bit more methodical at this point. Fortunately, we have a lot of lighters that we can take advantage of. We have alerted some creatures to our presence. Might be bad considering that this area that we're in is probably very dangerous. Go ahead and confirm. Okay, we did find a bunch of things here. The thing we're really looking for, though, is of course the foil, and hey, potato chip bags can give us foil. We also have a number of pills here, so I'm going to go ahead and take all of these pills. The pill bottle with the painkiller I'm going to empty out, and I'm going to take that and put it in there with our other pills, and then we're going to take this one as well, amoxicillin. That could be very good for us. Okay, anything else exciting in here outside of the bag? Got some shoes that we could use for backup. The patchwork hide tunic is not going to be useful to me unless, of course, we disassemble it. We might be able to get some string and things from that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the crafting here. The more important thing is to disassemble the potato chip bag and get a bunch of foil scraps, which is going to be very important. All right, so let's pick that up. So we're getting there, just a little bit more of that, and we're on our way. And honestly, now that I've discovered that, I was a little bit worried how long this would take me to find, but looks like it's not too bad so far. Okay, let's go ahead and continue to scavenge. I could, as I said, break down that hide tunic, but I'm going to save it for now. Let's go to the storage shed. Okay, nothing useful. We're going to scavenge again. We can scavenge the rest of these buildings at this point. Nothing was found. One more scavenge. Fortunately, with a lighter, we make our safety very high. Okay, so again, we made too much noise. We did manage to find a plastic sled, which we can use to haul things. I don't think that's going to help us too much with... Let's go ahead and empty this out. And empty out the pill as well, and we'll put that in with our other group of pain pills. So that's good that we're getting these things. We've got some clean rags. I don't feel like I need more clean rags, so I'm going to ignore that. We could take the sled. I don't know if that really helps me. As far as, yeah, see, that's not going to help me. For unburden, it's just going to make me really expend a lot of our energy. So as much as we can carry more things, not worth it to me. So, all right, let's move on, I guess, as we have scavenged what we're going to scavenge. It's also a time to end our turn. There was a guy that just moved by. Oh, we are thirsty as well. So I'm going to go into my inventory. I think all this water is purified, but just going to double check as I tend to do. Not exactly sure why all of a sudden we got so thirsty. Doesn't appear that we have anything affecting us, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink this as well, as long as it's purified. Okay. Now that'll help relieve some of our burden as far as carrying things go. So as I said, I could disassemble the patchwork tunic, and it might give us some string. And as I said, the foil outfit is going to require a lot of string. I think I have enough on me, but it might be a good idea to disassemble this to get... Oh, I might not be able to disassemble it. Ah, okay. So we can if we use the multi-tool, and that would give us a handful of string, which I think I'm going to do. Because that string is going to be what we need to make one of these ponchos. And if we get enough material to make 2, then that would be ideal. As I don't think... you need it to initially get in, but I think you're also going to need it to continue to increase your survival chances, as you don't necessarily completely avoid the radiation zone. All right, let's go ahead and move on to this area, as we have something we can scavenge over here. We're going to use our lighter, and we were able to get some things. Unfortunately, not the foil we're looking for, and these are poisonous berries, so that's not going to help me. All right, well, we need to find ourselves a camp at some point. So I'm going to go over into this group of woods. Let's go ahead and see if it has a suitable camp. That looks about the right size. And we can scavenge it. We'll do that in a bit. Oh, we got a dog man here. Ideally, we do not want to engage a dog man, but it's getting dark, and I don't feel like I have much other choice. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves a fire. Hopefully the bow and arrow will allow us to keep it at bay. Going to build that fire. Get rid of that, and there we go. So I'm going to put that in our camp. And then I'm going to scavenge. So we're looking for berries here, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to use my lighter to increase our chances. All right. We have alerted creatures. Bad. These are edible berries, and that's a poisonous mushroom. So we're just going to eat the berries, because we are hungry. Okay, Matt is going to do it. I can also fill up with some water here while we're at it, but that's going to be it for our action points for this turn, so we're going to have to do that in another turn. So let's end our turn here. Okay, so we have something showing up here. Let's go ahead and search for it. Okay, it's a stranger. I think these guys are usually good. And he's very close to me. Let's just see if we can talk to him. Okay, so he's going to sprint away from me. I offer to talk with him, which He apparently accepted. These are dark times, she greets you. You nod. You could say that. Though, she adds, seizing upon your willingness to talk, sometimes darkness can be on our side. How did things get this way? Glad you asked, she replies. We did it to ourselves, sadly. She looks upward for a moment. We wanted security. We wanted it more than we did our liberty. She turns her gaze back towards you. There's a thing that happens when one gives up freedom for security, she says. We give up privacy. We give up anonymity. And pausing for effect, we give up control. We keep prying and recording, building tools to watch and control. She steps back until those tools control us. Turning to leave, she parts with one final thought. Martha's army pledges to never let that happen again. Okay. Well, we're going to have more action points with which to craft. I'm going to go ahead and use the saucepan and the dirty water that's here. And we're going to use the fire and we're going to purify it. And then we're going to take that water and we're going to put it in our bottle. And some things have showed up in the space with us. One of them being a tarp. So I'm going to go ahead and use that right away to craft us a shelter. Again, there is a dog man in the area, so this is kind of a dangerous place to make a camp. But I'm just going to have to live with that, I'm guessing. All right, so we've got that taken care of. Let's go ahead and put that there. I'm going to go ahead and grab my sleeping bag, put that down. We're going to put that in the camp. Now we need to string up, or at least make, a bunch of noise traps so that we do not get caught by one of those dogmen in a bad situation. Although, technically, I did that last time I did one of these playthroughs, and the dogmen still killed me. So, it's kind of why I didn't want to hang around as much as I did, but it is what it is. So we've got at least one free bottle. We could also empty out some of our bottles so that we can make more of these. We have another bottle here. Usually speaking, I think 3 will do it. Okay, that should be as alert as we can be. Now, we're not that tired. But I think we're going to go ahead and try and get some sleep here. Okay, something approaches. Okay. Unknown assailant's activity causes player to wake up. Oh, it was just more of the Martha's army guys. As a matter of fact, these guys might actually take care of the dogmen that show up. How's our camp? Okay, that fire burned down fairly far, so that does mean we got a decent amount of sleep. And a sleeping bag has shown up. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up because there is a possibility somebody will take mine away. So just as a precaution against that, I can lose every other item that's in my camp and it won't really matter. But I am concerned about the sleeping bag. Okay, let's go ahead and confirm. Let's put that up there. Grab a stick. Put it in there. There we go. And put that back in our camp. And we'll get some more sleep. Okay, had trouble falling asleep, which is good to a certain extent because it allows us to build back up our fire. We were not asleep for very long, even though it seemed like we were asleep for a while. Okay. Let's go back to sleep. Okay, we've got something approaching us. I think our fire burned out. Okay, so whoever was here left. Oh, okay, the fire didn't totally burn out. It's still there. So we're just going to take it. We're going to build it back up. We don't have enough points to do that. So we're going to have to end our turn. Fortunately, nothing came while we were... Okay, we're going to have to build a fire from scratch now, it looks like, because that fire did burn out. So we're going to need sticks. We're going to need trapping. We're going to need a little bit of twigs and things. Okay. So at this point, we can't get any more sleep, but the fire is going to be important just to keep us able to act. So I'm going to start disassembling the camp, at least parts of it. I'm going to leave the sleeping bag. We already have one in our inventory, so we're good there. And we don't really... I'm not planning on going back to town anytime soon. I mean, we're far away from town, so I think getting things to sell is not really necessarily going to help us. So let's go ahead and dismantle this. I'm going to leave the noise traps for now, just as a precaution. We don't need the tarp. We just really need the string back. That's about it. Okay, let's end our turn. We'll also hide tracks, so why not? And it's really just waiting until morning so that we can do more things. Okay, let's see about... Water we already picked up. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn one more time. Alright, we can go back to sleep if we want, which I think I am gonna do, so... Let's build back up the fire. Put it back in the camp. I know we don't have the shelter anymore, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna wake up fully rested. And let's start dismantling the traps here, so... And pick up all the bottles and things. Alright, so I'm hoping that today we find what we need. But it's possible we won't, because it would take at least 2 more of those potato chip bags to get as much foil as we need. Alright. I think that's everything we need. Again, I already have a sleeping bag, so I don't need to pick that one up. Although I should probably put it in the space there so that we more easily see it when we're activating inventories and things. Okay, so we've done that. There's a spot here with some loot. We might want to check that out. Uh-oh. Try and spy who this is. Okay, it's one of these guys who has a revolver. We're not visible to him, so I'm going to reveal myself and just try and talk to him. We're at a range where we could hit him with the bow if we wanted to, but I don't really want a confrontation here. Okay, he must have been sleeping. Let's go ahead and offer to talk. We move without them watching. He nods upward. He doesn't stop to talk. Okay, so there is some things on the ground. Basic lockpicking tools. That could be useful. I'm going to pick that up. We also have some items here I'm going to empty out. We've got a small chunk of meat that's cooked, very bad condition, and some edible berries. We're going to eat that. And I think it would say if this is human meat or not, so I'm going to eat this as well. I think we're okay to eat this. Because it's not spoiled yet, so... Okay. Gives us a little bit of our hunger. Sorry, buddy, if you were going to use that. Okay, we've got somebody else here. Let's go ahead and try and look for him. So another one of these dudes. So we're just going to offer to talk yet again. Where there is security, she opines, there's no liberty. She doesn't stop to talk. All right, so We would have been at the advantage in both of those encounters if the fighting had happened, but I think it's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. It does look like we have a place to scavenge here. Hopefully we can find some more foil and make the outfit that we need. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.